Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Hey tea sippers, I hope you guys are doing good. So we got a few stories to get into today. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was TikTok. If you guys are in the Discord, you guys know I went to go onto TikTok the other day and I was hit in the face with a bunch of terms and services and I refused to click agreed. And what I found out later on is that if you clicked agreed, there's no way to opt out of it. And so I haven't clicked agree, but I've noticed that now when I go onto my TikTok, especially like on the desktop, it still has the terms of services that they want me to agree to. It's taken out all of the search options, so I can't search particular topics or creators until I hit agree. So let me go ahead and show you guys this really quick. So this is my page here, my For You page. You can see my picture. That's my profile. And it says here, we are updating the terms of services and privacy policy. Both is linked effective January 22nd, 2026 to reflect changes, including updated corporate entity, new types of location information, including device geolocation. We may collect from you with your permission. How we use your information we have collected will collect to show you ads outside of TikTok. To opt out of these ads, tap here. By clicking below, you agree to the updates of our terms and services. Confirm your privacy settings, and then you can click agree. And I'm not clicking that. Most likely, to be honest with you, I will probably be deleting my TikTok. I don't get paid from TikTok. I could care less. It's a throwaway app to me. Most of the creators that I do follow on TikTok or have all moved to Instagram or they're doing YouTube shorts. I knew this shit was hitting the fan when creators who were making $5,000 a month on TikTok, a year ago, were now making $100 for the entire month. So they're not trying to pay anybody. They're paying pennies on the dollar. And now they're saying that they can use your videos, your pictures, and whatever you post on TikTok, they can use your content to turn into their own content to make money, and you won't see a penny of that. But a lot of people have dug deeper into the terms of services, and I want you guys to be aware of what you guys have agreed to. So we're going to go ahead and watch some of these videos that are on YouTube Shorts and that are on Instagram as well.
Now to breaking news in the ongoing battle over TikTok. A deal has been struck. The social media app finalized a deal to spin off its U.S. operations and loosen its ties to China so it can avoid being banned in the U.S. TikTok has signed agreements with investors including Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX, which will each own a 15% share in the venture. The company says a new version will operate under defined safeguards that protect national security. China-based ByteDance will retain a nearly 20% stake.
The new TikTok is here as of yesterday. Officially, TikTok has switched to the American version. And by the looks of it, you don't even get to disagree or look at anything else. You get to just agree. Now, the updated corporate entity obviously is the American version. The location is very interesting, though. I've been having people try to go to the settings in their phone, go to TikTok and go to their location, but there is no location feature anymore for you to be able to turn off precise location, etc. And it's kind of looking like this agree button is your permission. And basically how they're going to be able to use your information is that anything that you put out on TikTok is essentially theirs as well. And they're going to go ahead and use a lot of your patterns and behaviors and things that you do on TikTok as a way to continue to train their AI algorithm. Now, besides all of the geolocation, precise location stuff that's changed on TikTok, the biggest thing that this American entity is going to really push and really hold you accountable for is any type of branded post, sponsored ad, because they want it to go through them. They want to be able to go ahead and collect a piece of your advertising. So be really careful if you're trying to do branded posts, etc., without labeling it first.
It might be over for TikTok, and they're doing this right now. If you woke up this morning and popped open your app and you saw this, you know shit is about to get real. Let's start with this right here. New types of location information, including device geolocation. We may collect from you with your permission. So if you agree to that, you agree to that. That means it don't matter if you turn off that location thing in your phone, they will still know exactly where you at. And you know who I'm talking about. Now let's go into some more of these changes because everything is about to change. So whenever you upload a video to this platform, your video, they will be able to use it royalty free, which means if they want to use your videos and ads, they don't have to pay you for it. If they want to use your videos to promote TikTok, they don't have to pay you for it. Whatever they do with your video, it is theirs. You have no control of. Basically, they can use your videos to do whatever they want to do with it. Mind you, if you hit that agree, you cannot opt out of that. There's no way around it. Then they can actually reclaim any username. What does that mean, right? So if you're not using your username for 180 days, they can take that. If your username violates any policies, they can take that. If you're banned from TikTok, they can reclaim your username. And guess what? Somebody else can use it. So for example, fake accounts acting like people that they're not. If you lose your username, those fake accounts just might be able to get that username and be you. Now let's get to the money. For the people that's making money on this app, they're saying basically, don't get it twisted. Just because you put your videos on this app, it doesn't mean that you got to get paid for the videos that you put on this app. If you're getting millions of views and you're not a part of these programs, you will not be getting paid. What programs? The creator program, rewards, subscriptions, things of that nature. Mind you, just like I said before, they can use your video to make money. And even if they take your video and your video makes money, you won't make money. And that's just letting y'all know a few things that's going on. It's more than that. Read those guidelines.
We need to delete TikTok. U.S. citizens need to delete TikTok. Anybody in the United States needs to delete TikTok. This is their privacy update. They're collecting information if you're transgender, non-binary, whether you're a citizen, whether you are not. They're collecting all this information now. This was not part of their privacy policy before yesterday. This is the privacy policy before the US had to take over for US people. This is vastly different. This is horrifying, you guys. We need to spread the word and talk about this because this was a screen grab from the Wayback Machine taken earlier this week. This is now what it says. This is not in what was earlier this week. They are going to be spying on us. This is Big Brother to the nth extreme. We all need to go on to Skylight, Blue Sky, because we are literally getting watched.
The new terms of service and private policy on TikTok is insane, and I really need you to watch this before you click agree. I know we think we've seen this before. We ain't ever seen nothing like this before. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying you should stay on the platform, get off the platform. Whatever you do with this information is your choice. I just want you to understand what it means before you decide. Okay? First thing we need to understand is that TikTok is now owned by the USDS. That's the United States Data Security. Okay. Now here are the updates. TikTok gets a permanent irrevocable license to your content, even after you delete it. Your content can be used to train TikTok's AI models forever. Other users get a perpetual license to reuse your content once it's shared. TikTok can use your name, your profile image, and ads without paying you. That's the problem for me. Okay. TikTok can ban or restrict you at any time for no reason. You waive most legal rights. Damages capped at $100. Lawsuits limited to 1 year. TikTok collects your drafts and contents before you even post. Collect biometric data, including your face prints and your voice prints. And here's the thing. It's like when you agree to these terms, you can't even fight about it in the future. Please take it from me, from somebody who is in the middle of IP lawsuits right now. I'm not even done. TikTok may share your data with law enforcement and government agencies. They are the law enforcement and government agency, actually. Anyway, I say all that to say there's got to be another app. There's got to be another thing we can do. I understand the benefit that TikTok brings creators, but I also need creators to understand the benefit and the value that we bring these platforms. Your IP is your wealth. I just made a Substack post about this. IP is the new currency. And in these terms of agreements, they're trying to take it all.
TikTok. Your immigration status, your geolocation, your mental health diagnosis. This is the private information that TikTok is now lawfully collecting from you. If you already agreed to the updated terms, you can just drop a crying face emoji right now. It's about to get rough. Now, starting with good news, you still own the videos that you upload to the platform, but there's a catch. You give a worldwide, irrevocable, a permanent license for TikTok to use your video and all the stuff contained in it. If you're a creator, you're putting your songs, you're putting your audiobooks, you're putting all of your stuff within the framework of a video. So if TikTok can use your face, your music, can remix your videos, can use it for paid ads, it's not only doing that without getting any permission, without paying you anything, but it also says you are opting into AI training. And this is the worst part of everything. To not meaningfully allow people to opt in, they are forcing you into AI training and into giving your private data. Why do you need to know about my sexual orientation or my mental health diagnosis? If you're gonna keep using TikTok, please go into your settings, turn off targeted ads, and in the securities and permissions, please turn off every single thing you can find. I really feel like this is TikTok saying I'm going to literally tell you every way that I'm exploiting you. I'm saying it to your face, and I don't think you're gonna do anything. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Here's what you need to...
The part that has me bugged out is the whole geo-tracking, because it's not only just geo-tracking when you upload, but when you have your phone with you, it's geo-tracking you in real time. So let's say you're at a protest and you're filming to your TikTok audience, where they can geo-locate you all through that protest and come in, you know, whatever, harass you, arrest you. So that is really scary. And a lot of people are saying that this feels very invasive. The terms feel, you know, like really pushy. You know, it feels like digital stalking. Why do you need to know people's orientation, immigration status, mental health? Like, the terms are just weird. I've never seen terms of agreements like this on social media. And unfortunately, a lot of us are just trained to click agree and keep it pushing. But when I seen that, I was like, yeah, absolutely not. And I'm glad I just listened to my first instinct. I would delete that app. I just, you know, like I said, I use TikTok just to scroll and get info and get topics and see what's trending, but I can also do that on other apps like I was doing before TikTok ever became a thing. Like I said, this TikTok update is a whole mess. But in other news, we got to talk about The Game and Shaniece Hairston. For y'all who don't know, that is Evelyn Lozada's daughter. She is 32 years old. And so her and Evelyn, they have a podcast together, and they decided to interview Shaniece's baby daddy, who is the rapper The Game. They have a 1-year-old son together named Blaze. This podcast was honestly sad, embarrassing, and unfortunately predictable. I'm not shocked by anything I heard. I'm not shocked by The Game's behavior. So we're going to go ahead and watch some of these clips from the podcast, and I'm going to provide my commentary.
Since the birth of baby Blaze, we are sitting down together on the same set with Jayceon, The Game Taylor.
This is going to be your best episode.
Are you surprised that they weaponized the fact that you two had a baby against me on the show?
I feel like you manifested Blaze.
I don't try to duck who I am as a person.
Okay, so I want to take this moment to clear the air on a few things. Did I ever sit on your lap when I was 12? Were the mother of your other children and my mom best friends? And was I calling her auntie? Am I a gold digger? Did you ever have sex with my mom?
I'm not doing the back and forth on the internet. When I see you in person, and one day I will, have that same energy. It's all that I ask.
Well, I'm happy that you're here, but I have a bone. I have a big bone to pick with you.
So that was the intro that got everybody hooked. So now we're going to watch some key highlights from the podcast.
When she told me, I was shocked a little bit. Like, literally, I was shocked. And we got into this, you know, thing. Like, I love being a dad, right? Like, absolutely love being a dad. But I was shocked as shit. And I don't think it was the reaction that Sha wanted. So she cried a little bit. And it was uncomfortable, for her and for me. I didn't want to make her cry. I just was like, I didn't know what to say because I hadn't had a kid in 14 years. So I was like super shocked. She had never had a kid. So of course she was super shocked. But when she found out, she kind of got to live with it a little bit, you know, like I didn't know as soon as she knew. So she lived with it a little bit, processed it. And then once it got to me, she had already like, you know, kind of lived with it a little bit. So I was super shocked. She cried a little bit. I was really, thrown out to the wayside about that because I didn't
feel like you manifested Blaze.
Yeah.
Like you were mentioning another child before I got pregnant.
Yeah, true.
Like you manifested Blaze.
Yeah.
On our first date, you were talking about a Blaze, not him exactly.
Yeah.
But you were talking about a Blaze. So you agree with that?
I do agree with that. I think that and you know,
we talked about kids.
Yeah, true. But just so you guys know, because you guys are, beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like, I'm gonna get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a baddie.
You gamed me.
You gamed me.
I'm just asking.
Hey, I'm just saying, when a man really sees a woman that he likes and it's a baddie, that be our first thought. Like we be thinking like, damn, like I would have a baby by that. So yeah, I'm manifested. I'm manifested.
Objection. This ain't nothing but dusty behavior. Real men don't think that as soon as they see a baddie that they're gonna impregnate her. That's immature men. This man is damn near, 45, 46 years old, if I'm not mistaken, and that's still your mentality, like you're 21? And then what the fuck is Evelyn laughing about? Why is she back there laughing like a hyena, and her daughter is clearly hurt and feels like she's been gamed? This is a woman who came into a relationship with no children. This man already had a bunch of kids. I don't find anything funny about this situation.
Manifested.
Gamed.
Yeah. Game, manifested,
Mm-hmm. So what lessons do you have like from raising your older children that are showing up in how you raise Blaze?
So the thing that I've been finding a little bit different is that I'm slower. Like I'm older. I'm like when I had Harlem, I was 23, Justice, I was 27, and in Cali, I was 30. So I was a little bit young and faster, and it's like, I'm obviously 46, right? I'm still in, pretty good shape. And when my son gets to, crawling around, like he down there. So I got to get down there with him. And sometimes these knees don't be kneeing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, I think it's a little bit more of a physical challenge. I mean, I'm not on a walker or holding a cane, but I'm not, running around as fast as I used to. So that's a challenge to be able to, and you guys know, like I'm out every day doing cardio, and
But I will tell you, I've had people ask me this. They're like, well, how did you feel when you found out that he was the dad? Like, what? And my initial feeling was I was shocked, but then I found so much, I found so much peace and I know how you love your kids and I know how you parent your kids. And I said to myself, you know what? He's a great dad. He's a great dad. And so I found a lot of comfort in that. And now that we've been doing the family thing for some time, I'm like, I couldn't even see my life without Blaze.
Yeah.
So grateful that you're in our lives. Cause I feel like, you and I whenever I need advice, I'm doing something, the podcast, whatever, it's been good. Like it flows, How did you make me a grandmother before 50?
How
did that happen, Jay?
I knew.
It was 49.
Yeah.
It was before 50, technically.
I knew you were in the crunch, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to hit you with that so that by the time you're 60 years old, you have a whole like 5th, 6th grader. I didn't want to wait, any longer because
you know how to process the information.
It happened very quickly.
Yeah, like I didn't know how to like process it, right? Like Shaw tells me she's pregnant. Obviously we have a great private conversation. And I had to sit with it for a little while because I'm like, I'm going to be a grandmother. Like, this is weird, like I know I'm 50.
Well, and you've never been a grandmother yet. So I know you were like, what does that look like for me?
What does that look like? Like,
Objection. She's such a bird. Why is she acting like, what do you mean a young grandmother? What are you talking? Shaniece is 32 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? You were a teen parent. So your mother was a young grandmother. You're the average age, ma'am. You're 50 years old. Why is she acting like she's a 32-year-old grandmother? I know some young grandmothers, and Evelyn, you're not a young grandmother, okay? This whole situation is embarrassing. Between Evelyn sitting here keying and thinking her daughter's hurt and pain is funny, and then her trying to make it about herself, and I'm a young grandmother at 50. No, you're not. You're the typical age of an average grandmother, ma'am. You have a 32-year-old daughter. Let's not act like your daughter's 15 and pregnant. She's acting like she's a teenager. I have to really sit with this. That's what parents of teenagers who get pregnant have to sit with. If my child has a child at 32, I'm not going to be, oh my God. I'm going to be like, okay, well, they're grown. They can handle it. They're grown. They're adults. I've raised them well. I think this podcast is sad. Shaniece is sitting there with her voice quivering. You can hear the emotion in her voice. She sounds like she's ready to break down because she was promised a certain set of things by the game. I think part of what happened is that we live in a day and age where we tell women as soon as they're 30, they're over the hill. Nobody wants you. You just might as well just crawl into a hole and die. Okay? So you have Shaniece at the big age of 30, right? Unwed, no kids yet. And, you know, Game is a lot older than her. You know, he's 46, well, probably 44 at the time. And she probably felt like, you know, I need to hurry up and get into a relationship. And he's probably running all types of game. Like, she's the one, you're beautiful, you're a baddie, I'll settle down with you. And she's thinking in her head she got one up on the other baby mamas. She's Latina, pretty face, nice body. But she found out she got the same man that Tiffany had and Game's first baby mama had. He ran a bunch of game and he didn't mean any of the stuff that he told Shaniece. And you can tell she believed it hook, line, and sinker. Because of how emotional she's getting, she really believed him. She really thought they were going to have a family together. So I find this really, really sad because a lot of women end up feeling pressured, especially once they hit 30, that they need to settle down and have a family and have a baby and everything else. But this man wasn't serious. For him to say that, you know, anytime a man is with a baddie, the first thing you're thinking is about getting them pregnant, those are cornballs who think like that. Because a real man who protects his seed, who knows his worth, who understands lineage, you're not going to be out here just trying to get anybody pregnant. And then on top of that, child support and everything else, men who move with class are not just out here impregnating any and everybody. So that's really silly for him to say that. And I hope a lot of young men don't take that to heart because that's not a good way to move. That's how you end up in debt, by having a bunch of children with a bunch of different women simply because they're pretty. And then you owe all this child support. Look at Fetty Wap, NBA Youngboy, a whole list of these young men out here. I think, honestly, they should have kept this podcast to themselves. It's not a good look. And the fact that Evelyn is in the background keying and laughing like a coyote like this shit is funny is insane. And this is why you have to be careful with who you procreate with. I think the problem is Shaniece was in a situationship. And she's hurt because, again, she assumed that it would either turn into a relationship or marriage. But like I said, she got the same man that all the other women got. And this was nothing more than a situationship to the game. And now she's in the same situation that many women find themselves in, being an unwed single mother. And it's a lot different when you're an unwed single mother and you're in your early 20s. You're a teenager. That's different. You went 30-something years being child-free only to end up an unwed single mother. That's nasty work. And I think that's where the hurt is coming from because, again, she did the right thing. She didn't make her mother a grandmother when she was a teenager like her mom did to her grandmother, right? Because Evelyn had Shaniece when she was like 16. So Shaniece, you know, was able to break that generational curse and not become a teen parent and went all those years child-free and thought she met the one with the game, only to be gamed on. And her mom seems to find this funny. To me, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's some type of sexual chemistry between the game and Evelyn. Evelyn moves very, very sneaky. We've watched her on Basketball Wives. I would not be shocked if way back in the day, she slept with the game behind Tiffany's back. She's a little bit too giggly, a little bit too excited to have him in the family. And you're asking him about how he made you a grandmother as opposed to asking your daughter. It's a bit that, I don't know, the energy's weird to me. I feel like her and the game have had some type of prior intimate connection before. That's why she was so shocked, because again, if this was a genuine relationship and Shaniece thought it was a genuine relationship, why didn't her mom know about it? Why was everything kept on the hush? Why didn't we even know that they were in a relationship until she ended up pregnant? Even her mom didn't know about the relationship. So for Shaniece to be trying to spin this like this was something real is interesting, because if her mom didn't know, the public didn't know, then to me it just seems like it was nothing more than a sexual situationship. And that might be why they kept it away from Evelyn. Something just doesn't feel right with the three of them. It feels very odd. I don't care what they're saying, I'm not buying it. I mean, even if you watch the full podcast, he's telling Evelyn she's bad, and Evelyn is eating it up. She's giggling and she's loving the attention. That's weird. My mom bet not ever giggle and love the attention that my ex-husband is giving her. What the fuck? There's a such thing as decorum. And it seems to me like Evelyn is still in competition with her daughter. The fact that she keeps saying that she's a young grandmother. No, you're not. You're not a young grandmother. You're not even young at 50. You're middle-aged, and that's okay. She's in competition with her daughter. This shit is weird. And then I hate the fact that she kept saying that the game manifested this baby. That's not manifestation, honey. That's just the game running game, okay? That's not how manifestation works. He was running game on you. Yes, the baby's a blessing. He's a beautiful boy, healthy, happy, and that in itself is a blessing. But Blaze was sent here to teach you a lesson. He was sent here to teach you a lesson so that way you don't fall for the okie doke a second time. So that way you're not a single mother of 4 children by 4 different men. So hopefully you learn from this, because we've all been there. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. But the thing is, you got to learn from your mistakes. Not saying the baby's a mistake, but the whole situation. So that way you're not repeating it over and over again. So if your mom's not going to tell you that, I'm going to tell you that. Because it seems like her mom just wants to be a friend and wants to be lusted after, as opposed to really being there for her daughter. This was a very serious conversation. It really should have happened off camera. It seems like they never had this real conversation until this moment. And this was not for the internet. This should have been a private conversation in their home, because Shaniece is really hurting. She could barely hold it together. It clearly shows that there was a lack of communication. They really didn't even know each other. There's another clip floating around where they're shocked to hear that the game is a felon. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Evelyn, the great detective on, Basketball Wives, didn't know that the baby daddy was a felon. Hell, we could have told you that if you were actually a fan of his music. So it's just like, why y'all playing in our faces? You've known the game for umpteen years and you don't know his background. Tiffany was your best friend, but you don't know his background. Okay, girl, let's go ahead and watch this clip.
That they weaponized the fact that you two had a baby against me on the show. Like, I had a feeling it would happen, but like, how did you feel about that? Because
they called you a felon.
Yeah. I mean, true.
Are you a felon?
I am. So I don't feel slighted by someone trying to like throw like my past at me. Yeah, I'm a felon. My mama know I'm a felon. My kids know I'm a felon. My fans know I'm a felon, and that's just what it is. I don't try to duck who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? Am I in jail? Absolutely not. Made some mistakes in the past. Yes, I have. I was young, a little misguided. My father died a long time ago. Even when he was alive, I didn't really lean on him for advice the way I should have, the way my children can to me. So yeah, I made some mistakes. I'm not like one of those who's going to hide or, mask my face because I have a fear of somebody being judgmental about who I was at one point in time in my life. What I do know for a fact is anybody that's speaking my name, right, will not say that and if they see me, because one or two things. Number one, I am a felon. And number two, I'm gonna get off in your ass in person. Like, I'm gonna get off in your ass. So you're not gonna even come at me like that. So do it for the show, do it on the internet. It's all cute. It's all cool. I can't really snatch my TV off the wall and break it across my knee because I'm mad at you. But when I see you in person, and one day I will, have that same energy. It's all that I ask. I'm not doing the back and forth on the internet. And 10 out of 10 times when people see me in person, they don't have the same energy. So cool. Have at it.
Yeah. How many felonies do you have?
Oh,
Blaze is going to ask one day.
Yeah. So. I think like on record, 2 on record.
See, I just saw that. That's disturbing. And again, no knock to him because he's taken ownership of his past mistakes. He's paid his debt to society. But as a fan of his music, I know he has a felony. How are you sleeping with this man, but you don't know his background? How is Evelyn so tied in with the family and I'm, me and we family, and you don't know his background? It's just silly. And then they say, well, one day Blaze is going to need to know. Are these not questions you should have asked before Blaze even got here? I want to know everything about who I'm with, who I'm dating, what they're about. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are conversations you have before you even get to the point where you guys are having sex, let alone bringing a child into this world together. So it's just very strange. It's just like these conversations were conversations that should have been had outside of this podcast. This whole interview was just really embarrassing. I think the game was very honest from his point of view, but the fact that the other two keep acting shocked and bewildered is insane. No, this was a situationship, and it blew up in her face. And unfortunately, Shaniece thought because she was pretty, she's a Latina, that, he was going to change his ways for her. And she found out she got the same man as these black women that he was with and made single mothers. So, child, it's a lot, honey. But let's go ahead and get the discussion popping, tea sippers. I want to hear from you guys. How do y'all feel about this entire situation? How do y'all feel about TikTok and their new, TikTok agreement? Did you click agree? Did you delete your app? Are you going to be using TikTok, or is it a wrap moving forward? And last but not least, let's talk about all the drama with the game and Shaniece and Evelyn Lozada. Do you feel like this conversation was not needed for the podcast? They should have had this conversation off air. And then do you feel like Evelyn is a bit too flirty with the game and it's just something awkward there between her and the game? And then how do you feel about Shaniece and her just still being sad and emotional because she feels like the game ran game on her and now she's kind of left being a single mother? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. I look forward to y'all's comments down below. Feel free to share the video. Make sure you guys like the video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.